Okay. You guys ready to jump in a pit? Because I am ready to jump in a pit. But before I jump in a pit, let's talk for a second about how good a job they do of making this really ominous and atmospheric here. So let me unmute the game. So look at where they put me for this boss fight. Right? The room is like really confined and really empty, so it's very clear that there's nothing else I can do. The ceiling is super low, so it's very clear there's nothing above me. The music is also a little buzzy and weird, but I think it has been actually since the last room. And the only thing in the room is this deep, deep pit. And usually jumping down pits in Zelda is not a great thing. Sometimes it's death, sometimes it's just once you do that you can't get back up. Like, there's a very clear implication. I can look around. There's no ladders, there's no steps, there's no platform. This is a one-way trip. So, and I can't even really make out what's at the bottom. I can assume there's probably water down there, but this is like, it's incredibly ominous. This is really well done. So it's like, gear the fuck up, because I'm about to save in slot 0. We are about to go down and do something real dangerous. So let's go do something real dangerous, folks. Whew. Here we go. And then they ruin it all by giving him that adorably light landing. Okay, so clearly there is a big fish here. So, or some other big sea creature. There are green pots on the ground, which, if it's the same as the bullfight, I believe the green, and then get to him from the platform somehow. Wait, can I not freeze shit there? Get back on that, would you? Big fish, always terrifying in games. I don't know what it is about that. No, it doesn't seem to want me to create ice platforms. It's weird. No, so the thing I was going to say but then got interrupted is there are green pots in the corners, and if it's the same as the bull boss, I believe those are infinitely respawning magic receptacle things. I don't know if they're infinitely respawning, but I think they definitely contain magic. I heard it. What happened? Did I stun it somehow? I think I like stunned it there. Or did something to it. Was going to say but then got interrupted is there are green pots in the corners, and if it's the same as the bull boss, I believe those are infinitely respawning magic receptacle things. I don't know if they're infinitely respawning, but I think they definitely contain magic. I heard it. What happened? Did I stun it somehow? I think I like stunned it there. Or did something to it. You are, sucker. stun it with my hook shot. And then, although, why they would put infinite magic if... Oh shit, he's eating me. He's got me. He's got me. No, spit me out. And then I can come down and I can grab him with this dude. I am gonna regret not having a fairy for this. No, fuck. Alright, I think I'm dead. So, yeah, he's just like the frog one where you have to super avoid that. Well, at least now I should be able to get some good re-up here. I guess if you want to be able to sometimes start them with full health and sometimes not, your option is to always start them with not, and then provide health in the case that you want them to start with full. That's probably the reasoning here. So I'm not 100% clear on what I'm supposed to do with that boss yet. It does seem like shooting it with something when it's on the edge works. At least to stun it. It's unclear if that actually caused it damage or if I had to go down and hit the horn to do that. So far, I actually don't remember the first dungeon super well. So far, it seems like that at least this dungeon and the last one, the boss fight was more about using the mask that you got to get to this dungeon, rather than using the special item you got in the dungeon. Like, the mini-boss requires the special item. The mini-boss in front of the key did. But... the boss itself just requires you to... In the last one I had to use the Goron, like, rolling ability. And in this one, it seems like I might have to use the fish swim. Really? You can't walk over that? It's a slant. Cool. Alright, full up. This time, if I die, I will actually start over from my load, since I am much better equipped this time around. I am fully equipped this time around, as opposed to last time. That is so hilariously not how water works. Alright. File, save state, slot 0. And here we go. The music actually stopped entirely there. That's ominous. What the? So I can get down to him, but I cannot get down to him and away from him again in enough time to actually do anything about that. So let's see if this is actually a magic pot. Which I suspect it of being, yeah. And let's just get eaten. And actually, let's load. Load state from slot 0. God, that's creepy with the echo and everything. Oh, it leaves some bubbles. Possibly be what I'm supposed to do, because there's no way I'm fast enough for it. By which I mean not that I am not fast enough for it, but it is that it is impossible to be fast enough for it. I'm not 100% sure that that's true yet. I'm gonna try this one or two more times. Oh, damn it. Weird that I can't make ice flows on this. Nope. She's gonna eat me again. Okay. Take him so long to sink. Okay, so that's not the answer, because that is physically impossible. I did it once, but that is way too impossible to be reliably the answer. Okay, maybe there's something I have to do when he, like, jumps over the area here. Opposite way that went. So it really doesn't seem like that's doing anything. That really just seems like that's paralyzing it. I can try doing it a couple more times. Just to see. Because it's not flashing red, and usually it flashes red when shit like that, when it does something like that, when it gets hurt, rather, is what I was trying to say there, and failing at. get in the water is what I'm gathering here. Alright, listen. Listen. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, alright, come on, fish. The presence of those green jars in the water leads me to believe that I'm actually supposed to be in the water with this thing at some point, which seems absolutely ridiculous. Oh, what I should actually have done there was, talk to fucking Tattle about this. If you go near it now, you'll be eaten. Aim for it from afar to weaken it. Okay. That's what I've been doing. That's really what you want me to do? And then just skedaddle the fuck out there. Alright. Fucking A, this seems... I mean, done it once, I guess. Not even close. Come on. So I guess the trick is just using the swim ability. So these are basically a mastery of the masks challenge rather than a mastery of the item challenge. Which, considering the item is basically very similar to the previous item I got, is not that surprising. Yeah, Night of the Second Day, I got it. That feels unfair, because you can't see that coming. Big fishy, big fishy, big fishy, big fishy, big fishy. Okay. Nice of Tattle to show me roughly where it is. Okay. I feel like I'm doing okay. Hey, Valcant. Just FYI, please don't give me spoilers. I'd already figured out the thing about the fish face, but this is a no spoilers stream. Ah, shit. No, back up. Ah, fuck. Okay. Where are you, you stupid fish? fucking sink already. No. Damn it. That's really frustrating. Because, like, you have to... If you're holding down dive, he doesn't automatically start diving. You have to, like, unhold dive and press dive to get him to start diving. Just swim your little heart out, little fish man. No! Fuck! Alright. You know, we've been playing, Hyperlight Drifter for the podcast lately, and everyone says Hyperlight Drifter is really hard, but maybe it's because I've been playing this a lot. It doesn't seem that hard to me. And I mean, that's not entirely true because the boss fights are like super hard in that game, but like just the regular... This button. Why aren't you... Okay, too late. He's gonna be back up in just... Wow, it's like he can suck me in from, like, the entire other height, like from when I'm basically at the top of the water and he's basically at the bottom. That's really... that feels very unfair. So the thing I was gonna say about, Hyperlight is that it's hard, and it's very unforgiving, but it doesn't feel unfair in the same way that some of the stuff here feels unfair. Right, I've already used up my fairy, so I have to take this guy out on my last two. Alright, well, we're gonna have to reload that one. File, load state, slot 0. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, Georg. I wonder if that's related to like an actual mythological name or term. There's also a giant water Pokemon called Kyogre, which sounds sort of similar. Sink. Nope. You basically have to have perfect timing to get that. The reason that I keep diving under like that is because the dive button for Link is the same as the swim button for the Zora mask. Okay, you can get me even when I'm climbing. Alright, resetting. I don't think I've damaged it once. This guy's tough, you guys. So, can't remember if I actually finished my sentence, but I think I did. But just to reiterate, games like Hyperlight, modern games that are hard, are unforgiving. Like, they don't let you get away with much. much, get away with making mistakes. But they don't feel unfair in the way some of these old games feel really unfair. Because those games, it's like, if I had enough skill, I can make it. And if I fail, it's because I don't have enough skill. In this one, if I fail, it's because the camera's wonky, or the controls are wonky. It's not, like, responding to me the way I expect it to. And that feels unfair. No, why did you get out of the water? Why the fuck would you do that? That is not what I wanted you to do. This is my point exactly. And that feels incredibly unfair because you have to be standing towards the edge to do anything. And if you're standing at the edge, he just knocks you into the water and then eats you immediately. How many did the frog take? Like 6? Do you think this is the hardest boss? I don't know. There are some pretty hard bosses in some Zelda games. But this is pretty goddamn tough, I will grant you. I think that was 2. Made it sound like it was hurt. Okay, 1. How many did the frog take? Like 6? Do you think this is the hardest boss? I don't know. There are some pretty hard bosses in some Zelda games. But this is pretty goddamn tough, I will grant you. I think that was 2. Made it sound like it was hurt. There's the bubbles. Those bubbles are fucking vital. Fucking A. Just can't start swimming fast enough. In all the 3D Zeldas. I can try that. Okay, because I don't think I can do look and swim button with at the same time with the current control scheme. Come on! That was unfair. I did everything right, it just randomly aimed me in the wrong direction to hit him. Did I hit him? I don't even know if I hit him. I don't think I did. This is really frustrating, you guys. This is how not to design a boss fight. Like, the mechanics themselves are not bad. Like, there's nothing wrong with the, the idea of, you know, he's at a distance, you stun him, you jump into the water, you dive, you hit him, and then you escape before he recovers. But the timing is, like, very, very unforgiving. You need to... He's stunned for so little time that it's barely enough time to jump in the water, descend all the way, and hit him before he's awake again. And he can immediately chomp you after that, so you don't have enough time to get away. Like, there needs to be more margin on that timing. Additionally, the way the auto-targeting system works, you can't target him when he's far enough away to get yourself prepared to hit him on the approach. So he always ends up, like, right at the edge of the pillar, which means when you get down to the bottom, it's very hard to hit him because his vulnerable point, his nose, is buried in the pillar because it clips through. So there would have to be some way of adjusting such that it's easier to hit him on the approach when he's a little further away. Maybe if the approach was longer, but I don't think that would help because, as I said, like, the auto-targeting is such that you can't auto-target him that far away. You wouldn't want to, like, change the entire auto-targeting system just for one boss fight. But maybe they could just sort of make this room an exception where you can somehow auto-target at a greater distance only while you're in this room. Shit. No, un-auto-target. Okay. No, we are not starting off on that note. Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating when you hit the wall instead of the monster when you're right next to it. One nice feature that Kingdom Hearts has is there's some limited auto-targeting. So when you're close to an enemy, even if it's behind you, and you hit the attack button, you usually swing around to face it. So even if you don't hit it the first time, you're like a little closer to hitting it the next time. auto-targeting when I'm down there will probably help. So Valkan says you're not supposed to descend onto the fish, you have to swim into it. As far as I'm aware, with the way these controls work, swim only lets you move up, and you have to use the dive button to move down. If there's a different way of doing it, then they have never taught me how to do so. Two, at least. Good. Go over to him. See, I like this feature where she goes to the enemy, so that even if I'm on the other side of the pillar from it, I can tell where it is. That's a nice feature. That is very helpful. Is that 2 or 3 that I've hit it now? I'm losing track from having restarted so many times. Oh, shit. That would have been nice if it let me know that it's right fucking behind me. Nope. That was not too bad. I thought that he was going to knock me into the water again. Did I get it? Oh no. What the fuck was that? So now it's just full of fucking piranhas? Fuck, I only have to hit him one more time. Because having the water also be full of piranhas that's, like, talk about unfair. This is already hard enough. Bubbles, 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 bubbles. I have a fairy. I have a fairy, it's okay. Bosses in this game seem to take more hits than the average Zelda boss. hit it. It didn't make the sound implying that I hit it. Jesus. Alright. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Bubbles. Once again, the fucking clipping through the wall stops me from hitting him. Get up, get up! No! At the very least, when he does this attack, which causes way more damage than it should, he should spit you back up onto land. Like, that's the least they could do. So you then don't have to, like... I'm not gonna make it, am I? I was doing so well. And still fucking nothing. Nope. God damn it. I was trying not to swim into the piranha swarm, and I didn't make it. That's like at least like 6 times I hit him, right? Alright. Let's try this again. Let's try it one more time. If I don't beat it, then I'm at least going to take another break, if not stop for the day. Let's see. Nope, didn't hit him at fucking all. And auto-targeting on the way down is not easy because you're not facing him. So you have to auto-targeting when you get down there. Like you guys saw me try it once. I basically just ended up like swapping the way the camera was facing 3 times and not getting a chance to get an attack in. So that sounded like that hit him. And I can't even swim fast enough to get away from him in fish form? What kind of design is this? I'm sorry, I'm just very frustrated. I normally try and look for more positive stuff in this, in the design of these games. I'm just very frustrated with how poorly this is going. And again, it's feeling very much like it's not my fault how poorly this is going. I feel like I'm doing very well in terms of like my timing And, like, except there, normally, like, hitting the right controls. It's just a matter of, like, little things about this fight that are just just can go wrong very easily and without much impetus, like, without you making much of a mistake, things can just go sideways. Like that, for instance. So I can't fucking escape from this thing when it's trying to eat me because I can't swim fast enough. Yeah, thanks for being here through my frustration, guys. I appreciate it. Well, this one's gonna be fucking impossible to hit. Also, it seems like I can't hit him without being close enough that he immediately hits me back. At least when I'm, at least when he's, like, at the pillar, which he usually is. No. That did not just happen. You're kidding me. I got away from him. Come on. This thing. If the getting out of the water registration on the edges did not take so long, because I have to basically hold, like, push myself against the ledge for basically a full second before it gets me up. And that is plenty of time for him to reach me if he's in the vicinity. Seems like I can't hit him when he's further away than this. As soon as he sees me, I should just give up and let him eat me, because there's no escaping from that. And as soon as he sees me, unfortunately, is usually as soon as I see him. Because there's not a lot of range on you see him and then can get away from him. that'll kill me because I'm only at 2 hearts. Yeah. Alright. As promised, I'm gonna take a short break. I need to, like, let my muscles unclench, and I'll try it again when I get back. I'm not recording podcast today, so I can go a little bit longer than usual. Whew. Let's all take deep breaths. Let's all get drinks of water, and we'll come back. We'll try this again. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. See you soon.